I feel like a lot of the lawyers that have represented Trump and may represent Trump in the future, I feel like you could all do yourself a big favor and maybe just listen to me when I repeatedly have told you over the last 2 years that none of the lawyers that represent Trump get a happy ending. And this past week, we got another indication that 3 different law firms that represented Trump in the New York Attorney General civil lawsuit, they might end up sanctioned. And that includes, by the way, Trump's favorite lawyer, Alina Habba. Let me read this. The threat against 3 Trump-defending law firms by New York State Supreme Court Justice Arthur Engoron was revealed in court filings Thursday night. This court is considering imposing sanctions for frivolous litigation against attorneys from Habba and Madea and Associates LLP, Continental PLLC, and Robert & Robert PLLC, the judge said in a January 4th email to all parties in the Attorney General's lawsuit. The unspecified penalties would punish the 3 firms for filing motions to dismiss the lawsuit that set forth, quote, the same legal arguments that this court previously rejected, Engoron wrote. That rejection had come in November in his denial of Trump's request for a preliminary injunction halting the Attorney General's lawsuit. The judge said Trump's repetitive arguments for dismissal include that New York Attorney General Letitia James does not have legal standing to sue, that her lawsuit is part of a political witch hunt, and that a simple disclaimer, essentially warning lenders to check Trump's math, gives the former president immunity from James's fraud claims. So let me distill that a little bit, from non-legal language. In November, the judge said, I'm not going to dismiss it because all of these reasons you've given me to dismiss are total BS. I don't buy them. Get them out of my court. Well, these 3 different law firms, again, Alina Habba was one of them, they still go into court and say, we're going to do it again anyway, even though you told us we can't. Yeah, see, you can't do that when a judge tells a lawyer, you're legally not allowed to do this anymore, and then the lawyer does it anyway, then you get in trouble. I'm guessing you all skipped your ethics courses that you're supposed to take during law school, because that is like day 1 stuff. When a judge issues an order, you're out of options. But these law firms, I'm assuming because Trump demanded they do so, continued to file these motions to dismiss. And as the judge pointed out in his initial rejection of this, these aren't real reasons to dismiss a case. These aren't actually things. So instead, what the court, or the lawyers, should have done is waited until the end of this. If they felt that these arguments they were making, that it was a witch hunt, that she didn't have standing and all that, if they felt those were real arguments, what they would have done, waited for the case to conclude, go to judgment, right? Then you file the suit against them. That's how that should have worked. And yes, legally you can do that. But they decided, nope, we're going to ignore the judge. We're going to keep doing the thing he told us we can't do because why not, right? What's the worst that could happen? Well, you're about to find out the worst that could happen because the judge is definitely going to sanction all 3 of these law firms, again, including Alina Habba, Trump's favorite lawyer, all because you decided to throw your lot in with him. As I've repeatedly said, I started off talking about this in this same segment. All of these lawyers that have worked for Donald Trump, they don't get a happy ending. Ask Sidney Powell. Ask Rudy Giuliani. Ask John Eastman. Ask Michael Cohen. Why don't you talk to any of those people and see how it worked out for them? Because clearly, y'all are all on that same path too, and it's not going to be fun.
Hi everyone, this here is little Athena, and Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet, so please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.